go in the third quarter. Eagles preseason football on Fox continues after this commercial message. We are back with all sorts of Baltimore Ravens fans at Memorial Stadium. 7:54 to go in the third quarter. You see the Ravens leading 10-9. Ron Jaworski, Don Tollefson, and Carl Churkin live. Eagles preseason football on Fox. Gary Anderson has 3 field goals, 24, 28, and 41, accounting for the 9 points. Short kick from Gary Anderson. It's going to bounce, and it may go out of bounds, and you hate to see that. Gary Anderson doing nice things with the field goals, but the way the rules have changed in this league, you don't kick over, you give them a possession with tremendous field position, and Danny Smith is going through another 15 of his 150 pieces of gum right now.
He is not a happy camper right now, and besides the ball being kicked out of bounds, there's a yellow flag on the field, and from the location of that flag, I would assume that the Eagles were offside in that kickoff, so it's a double hit on that one.
A multiple penalty that they will be studying on the tape as referee Red Cashin sorts it out here. Of course, what the Ravens will do is take the out-of-bounds penalty and give themselves excellent field position. There's Danny. He's working the gum, working the big red.
On the kicking team, that Kemp penalty is declined. Kickoff out of bounds by the kicking team. It'll be the receiver's ball on the 40-yard line.
And we didn't get, so we'll have to do it on the count of 3. When the Baltimore Ravens take over, they will have a ready, Ron? 1, 2, 3. First down! We'll be back with more Eagles football. 7:47 to go in the third. Eagles trailing by 1. Stay with us. The NFL on Fox.
Welcome back to Baltimore. I'm Carl Churkin along with Eagles Senior Vice President Joe Banner. Congratulations. 3 years Jeffrey Lurie has owned this football team, and each of those 3 years you had everybody in camp ready to go to work by the time it started.
Well, it's a great way to start everything on a positive note from the coaches and everybody. We just have an attitude of let's just try to be fair. You can win a negotiation and actually lose it. So we're just trying to get everybody in. That's our only goal.
Well, if you're going to win championships, you certainly have to go to work. And I don't think your work is done no matter who you have in camp right now. As long as Ray Rhodes is a head coach, you're going to tinker with it throughout.
Right. We're looking every single night at every player that becomes available, analyzing the roster, looking at other teams, still reviewing all the free agents that are out there. We're still hard at work on it.
Joe, camp has been very quiet throughout, but I think somewhere smoldering off to the side somewhere is that stadium issue, the future stadium for the Eagles. Where does that stand now?
Well, I think everybody's kind of on hold right now, waiting to see what happens with the state task force. You know, we're optimistic that everybody's committed to a good solution that works for the fans, for both teams, and helps move forward the professional sports situation in Philadelphia.
Okay, Joe, enjoy the rest of the ball game. Thank you very much. Let's go back upstairs to Don and Ron. Gentlemen?
Thank you so much. Great sack there. Good pressure. Hollis Thomas, the rest of the line, number 78. A lot of backups here. Todd Starowitz, our spotter, is going to be a star because Eric Zier, the backup quarterback in. This is the time in the preseason you see a lot of new numbers. Zier, back to pass. Swing pass out to the right, incomplete, intended on the play there from Eric Zier for number 23, Ernest Hunter, and that'll bring up a third and way long, 19 yards to go for the Baltimore Ravens, Ronnie.
Well, Ernest Hunter is a guy that the Ravens feel can really help them. Last year he had an outstanding preseason, but he fumbled the football. Eric Zier is also another player, had an outstanding preseason last year, kind of got the Browns at that time thinking that, hey, he could be a great quarterback in his rookie year. Boy, how wrong they were. Eric Zier is going to be an outstanding quarterback, but it's going to take some time.
Eric Zier, third in NCAA history in passing behind Todd Santos and Ty Detmer. Ty Detmer at BYU passed for 15,031 yards. Unbelievable. Eric Zier in the shotgun. Third and long for the Baltimore Ravens. Good protection. Plenty of time. They're flushing them out now, and that defensive line puts on the good pressure, and they are going nowhere. The Eagles will get the ball back. Excellent, excellent defensive scheme there, Ronnie.
Don, we spoke earlier about in these situations, you've got to get in the quarterback's face. They weren't doing it in that second quarter. They come out in the third quarter. A lot of different people, but you get in their face. You see a good surge, a little twist, which means the tackle and the end do a little stunt. They twist around to create some confusion in the blocking scheme. By doing that, they get pressure on the quarterback, Eric Zier, and force him to run out the pocket and make the play.
Greg Montgomery back in the game for the Baltimore Ravens, standing inside the 20, gets the punt off. Freddie Solomon waiting back inside his 20. He's going to take it at the 16-yard line. Up over the 20. He's got some running room up to the 30. Nice return. And again, Freddie Solomon, all things being equal, has done a nice job because he's holding on to the ball, getting some positive yardage, and getting the Eagles offense some decent field position. We'll be back. 6:10 to go in the third period. Eagles trailing by 1. Stick with us on Fox. We got got some Eagles fans here wearing a number that no longer has Randall Cunningham in an Eagles uniform, but Eagles fans supporting the team that has Rodney Peete, Ty Detmer, and Bobby Hoying, who we'll see soon at quarterback. Freddie Solomon doing a nice job on punt returns, Joss.
I'll tell you, Don, an outstanding job. The first one, he didn't catch it clean early in the first quarter, but ever since then, he has been smooth as silk, catching the ball clean and heading up the field. I'll tell you, you got to be half nuts to stand back there looking up at the sky. 11 guys want to run down the field and tear your head up. Freddie Solomon's doing an outstanding job.
Ty Detmer, 1st and 10 from the 31. Play action, fake to Derek Witherspoon, gets the ball out to tight end 84, Tony Johnson. Not much on that play, and one of the things the Eagles want to see out of Ty Detmer is consistency and a lot of repetition. So far, he is 6 for 9, 54 yards on the evening, but they want to give him a lot of repetitions because he hasn't seen a lot of regular season action in this league.
And again, the Eagles attacking what is the Ravens' double zone. Play action, trying to hold the linebacker, get the ball down the middle of the field, but there was some pressure on Ty, but he always knows where his outlets are. Again, he really understands his West Coast offense. There was no gain, but it wasn't a negative play.
2nd and 10, of course, Ray Rhodes wants more production out of Tony Johnson. He says the guy has tremendous physical skills. He told him, son, you got to prove that you can play with him in the National Football League. Ty Detmer back to pass, looking outside of Freddie Solomon, the punt returner, short gain, going to bring up a 3rd and long for the Birds.
Don, I've been impressed with Freddie Solomon. He, just has, like, he's got good soft hands. We had a chance to look at him out in training camp. He catches the ball in his hands. You'll see they run what's the in the flat, the square in flat right there. There he is. He's kind of the outlet guy. Boom, he tucks that ball away. Because I tell you, when the corners come up, linebackers come up, they want to strip that ball right out of your hands. He tied it up real nice there. He got a positive play.
All right, it'll be a 3rd down, and they're calling it 8 yards to go as Ty Detmer takes another timeout. Ronnie, that's the 2nd time we've seen that. Any reason for concern with that, or is that a good sign? And we'll talk about that when we come back after this Fox timeout, with the Eagles trailing the Ravens 10-9, 5:41 to go in the 3rd quarter at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, MD.
NFL Sunday Ticket from DirecTV. We play up to 13 regular season games every Sunday. So what would you call somebody who only plays one? It's not on cable or any other media system. It's got to be DirecTV. Satellite TV at its best.
Start this season in a new Sierra with strength, style, and something special on the side. You'll receive 3 months' worth of quality Exxon gasoline with its most advanced clean engine formula ever. Just buy or lease any new Sierra before August 31st, and when you top it off with 3 months' worth of Exxon gasoline, you'll agree this is the event of the season. But hurry, because like all seasons, this offer must come to an end. See your Tri-State GMC dealer today.
This car is equipped with just about every safety device available today, like safety glass, airbag, seat and shoulder belts. And the Nationwide Insurance Company fought for every one of them. Unfortunately, the safety device that saves the most lives was ignored.
No, thanks. I'm driving.
Your Nationwide insurance agent urges you not to drink and drive.
We are back at Memorial Stadium, and this is the Fox Data Bank. We're going to give you a lot of new things on our telecast. Ted Marchibroda at 65 years, 5 months, the oldest head coach ever hired by an NFL team. Bud Wilkinson, Rod Russ, the legendary Sid Gilman, and Marv Levy, of course, still in the league with Buffalo. 3rd and 7, they're calling it from the 33. Ty Detmer at the controls. Detmer back to pass. Steps up in the pocket, and he's going to go down. Ray Lewis has been huge tonight. He's still in the game. The starting linebacker, a rookie who we mentioned before, calls the defensive signals. There is a flag on the play, and Ray Lewis running back out to check on that. But, boy, he's a stud.
Yeah, he is a player, and, he brings speed to the defense. One thing when this Ravens team was the Cleveland Browns a year ago, they lacked speed at the linebacker spot with a Pepper Johnson inside, and now they have a Ray Lewis. And actually the protection was fair for a second, then broke down. But you get in 3rd and 7, hey, they're kicking their heels back, and they're coming after the quarterback. In my opinion, Ty Detmer misread that coverage. They went to alert coverage, taking away the inside stuff. He should have been throwing the ball to single coverage on the outside.
Loss of 8 yards on the sack. The penalty flag was a hold, of course, declined against the Eagles. 4th down for the Eagles. Tommy Hutton into punt. Jermaine Lewis, the single return man, back for the Ravens. Hutton gets off a boomer driving Lewis back. He fumbles the ball. It's down to the 10. He's going to have to pick it up inside his own 10. He gets crushed, and the ball is still loose. It is at the other end.
The Eagles recover it.
Recover the football, and that is the special teams play that Danny Smith and Ray Rhodes talked to us about this morning. Make things happen.
Get the gum out. Get the gum out. Oh, you got to love that. A booming punt. Great coverage, but there is a flag down, unfortunately.
And I think they're going to bring it back. I see Red Cashin at midfield as we look at Jermaine Lewis, who gets a reprieve here apparently. Red Cashin is waving the troops back. There's the reason why that flag is at the Eagles' 25-yard line. And we're going to get the call coming up from Red Cashin.
Member of the kicking team downfield illegally. 5 yards, still 4th down.
Well, he didn't give us the number, Ronnie, but that's something Danny Smith and Ray Rhodes, as Danny Smith discusses it with one of the other officials, they will not be pleased with. Here's Jermaine Lewis trying to make the catch on a boomer from Tommy Hutton.
Well, they love the speed of Jermaine Lewis, but you got to make the catch first. You'll see, well, this is great coverage. There's 2, 3, 4, 5 Eagles in there on the hit. The ball comes out, and in that mad scramble, you really can't see who came up with it.
Sly Wright and Brian Dawkins are down there really showing a lot on special teams tonight. Ray Rhodes very displeased with the penalty, but Sly Wright, 52, 24, the rookie Brian Dawkins, 2 of the guys, they're going to have regular special teams, not the special teams of the week that really problematically hurt them a lot last year. Well, okay, Hutton's going to repunt. I'm sorry, Ron. He's kicking it from inside his own 10. Does not get off a boomer this time. That ball's going to go out of bounds right around the Ravens' 45. So a net change of possession with the penalty, and also they end up giving them the ball almost out at midfield. Not a good special teams moment here.
Well, about a 40-some yard change, and of course the change of possession, which is now the Ravens' ball rather than Eagles, which they had on that fumble. But Danny Smith knows that he's got to find 3 or 4 guys that are going to be good, consistent special teams players, and there are going to be some guys making the team on a good special teams play.
All right, Baltimore leading the Eagles 10-9. Don't forget, the Eagles Youth Partnership will hold their annual carnival on Saturday, October the 5th at the Vet from 12 noon till 4. Great event. Call 463-5500 for more information. The Eagles Youth Partnership doing a fabulous job helping kids in the community. First down and 10 for the Ravens, starting at their own 47, and Eric Zier gets him going with a conservative play call to Ernest Hunter there as they have the ball out near the 45 after the defensive surge. They'll give them space up to the 47. Net no gain, Ronnie.
Well, the Eagles have a lot of guys in there that have worked very hard in training camp. They're getting an opportunity to play in the game. Some of these guys may not be around very long, but you're going to see them give everything they got for the next 4 minutes of this quarter and the remaining 15 minutes of the 4th quarter. Once again, the surge by the Eagle defense is up the field. They make penetration. When you make the penetrations, you saw Greg Jefferson there, you make negative plays for the offense.
Okay, call it 2nd and 10, and once again, they keep it on the ground. They give us to Ernest Hunter off the right side. He's got a couple who will bring him about a 3rd and 5. It's Greg Jefferson, number 79, in on the stop. Greg Jefferson, a guy the Eagles did not have last year because of injury. We mentioned the loss of Red Hall. You add Hall, and they're high on this young guy Jefferson. Makes that defensive line very impressive.
You know Mike Turkovic likes to move people around. They'd like to be 6 or 7 deep on that defensive line. Again, you'll see it right here. There's Jefferson playing off the block. He's not only big and strong, he's gained about 20 pounds of upper body strength. And eventually he's going to challenge somebody to get on that field a lot more.
3rd and 4 from the Eagles 48. Eric Zier back to pass. Gets some protection, steps up in the pocket. He's going to keep the ball himself. He needs to get down to the 43, and he's not going to do it. The Eagles pursue him nicely. He goes out of bounds, and it'll be a 4th down coming up as Barry Wilburn, number 45, a veteran player, the kind of a guy that Ray likes. He's got experience in big games. He can be a key guy because he's so versatile.
You'll see it right here. Eric Zier setting back, looking up the field. No one is open. Great job in the coverage. But the key here, watch Barry Wilburn covering the receiver, then coming up to make the play. That's outstanding corner play right there. Consequently, they have to punt the football.
Good job by number 45 for the Philadelphia Eagles, Barry Wilburn. Right now, number 17, Freddie Solomon, waiting back at his 10 for the punt coming up from Greg Montgomery. He gets it off from his own 45. Solomon is standing right at the 10. He's going to let it bounce and hopefully into the end zone, and that's exactly where it went. Philadelphia Eagles will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. 3:22 to go in this 3rd quarter with the Eagles trailing the Ravens 10-9. But guess what? Red Cashin has another flag on the field. They're going to bring this one back as Danny Smith's special teams had some problems a moment ago. This time, Ted Marchibroda's special teams had an ineligible man downfield.
And the Eagles will take this at the 20 if it's a penalty against the Ravens. From that position, you'll take it there. In fact, Solomon did an outstanding job there of judging where that ball was.
Number 88 of the kickers illegally downfield. That penalty is declined. It's a touchback, 1st and 10 from the 20.
All right, Red Cash and Brian Kim.